Streak Busters. And those are rewards for breaking other people's win streaks in the park. And you can see here some example rewards. Keep in mind, these are not final, but you can kind of see how the system works. So if you break a streak, you will get all of the rewards from the tiers below it. So let's say you beat another team that is on a 15-game win streak. You will get the rewards for breaking a 5-game streak, a 10-game streak, and a 15-game streak all at once. And these are going to be really fun. It really challenges you that if you're on a streak, you're probably going to see better competition come and get you some more games rather than you being able to destroy everybody that is playing with you because everybody's trying to avoid you. So this way, it does incentivize trying to go out there and try to bust those streaks of people who are on a win streak. So we've talked about Triple Threat Park. It's nighttime, there's neon lights, you guys have seen it, and that all looks great. But also, you heard John say that Sunset Beach is expanded now as well. And look, if you were here 5 minutes ago, you already heard it. But Stacks, do you remember what we said a few weeks ago during the roadmap stream?
Yeah. You said there will be new ways to play, Evan. That's what you said. And with that being said, they said 2v2 in the video. Am I correct?
Yes, they did. Some of you got the hint. On the roadmap, we had said that you should grab your +1. I think that's how we put it. Something like that, grab your +1. And some people got the hint that we were talking about 2v2s. So for the first time ever in MyTeam, there are 2v2 games, and these are co-op games. So you and a teammate each control one card. So let's say it's me and Stacks. Stacks probably wants to use Wemby, but let's say I want to use Angel Reese. We can use those cards and play together, and these are make it and take it park games. So that'll be fun. It is the first time ever that there is 2v2s in MyTeam. So Stacks, you and me, we're going to be playing that on launch weekend for sure.
Us too? All right.
We might not win, but we'll be playing.
All right, man. We're going to have to lock in for sure. I'm going to have to sit all the way up in my chair. Anyway, next up, the other new way to play 5v5 co-op in MyTeam. Evan, that is crazy. 5v5 co-op in MyTeam. Let's get to it.
Lots of W's in the chat when this came up earlier. We have heard how MyTeam players, you want to have 5v5 co-op games. I've heard some people say they wish there was something like the Rec in MyTeam, right? So All-Star Team Up in MyTeam this year is exactly that. You can play in these 5v5 games. It is 2 6-minute halves, so they do go quicker. It's not a full 4-quarter game, it's 2 6-minute halves. And you control 1 player card per person. And you can get to this All-Star Team Up lobby from both a portal in the Triple Threat Park. Some of you kind of saw it in the background in the trailer, or you can go straight from the MyTeam menu. And once you are there, the card prioritization, it works kind of like what you're used to in Triple Threat Park, except of course it is for 5 cards and not 3 cards. And if you and your teammates both have the same card prioritized, whoever has the highest rep will get their first choice. So like I said, those of you who've been playing Triple Threat Park with your friends, you're probably pretty familiar with that system. But of course, there are also rewards in All-Star Team Up. So there is a season win ladder, and there is also a reward for every 5 games that you win with the same teammates. So you can go out there, play All-Star Team Up. You can play with your friends and buddies, form a squad together, or you can play with randoms. It is up to you, but we're going to see you all in All-Star Team Up this year. You can use NBA cards or WNBA cards all together in these matchups.
Now, Evan, we're going to move on to something that I was excited about when we first mentioned it. King of the Court, $10,000. Okay? I like it. Okay, the chat would loved it. Let's talk about it. 10,000 of them things, Evan. Come on, man.
I know everybody is very excited for that. From the roadmap, you probably already knew that every weekend, the #1 finisher across PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S gets not only the 1 million VC that you got this past year in 2K25, but also $10,000. And you also probably knew that we expanded the competition window, but we do have more details now that we can share. So first up, it is easier to qualify. So rather than checking your Triple Threat Park or your Showdown wins, now it is just about how much rep you have earned in the week leading up to each King of the Court. So rep can be earned by playing games, completing challenges, so it is really more simple and it's more accessible to qualify for King of the Court. We also said that the competition window was expanded. The exact window is going to start Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific time and go until Sundays at 11:59 Pacific time. So this is, again, much more accessible, which many of you gave feedback on, that the 4-hour window this past year in 2K25 was too short for you. Maybe you weren't home, you couldn't get a chance to play, maybe you were asleep, depending on your time zone. This is now more accessible from Friday to Sunday. You have many more hours to play. So the first King of the Court is going to be on September 12th, and these will run all the way through August 2nd of 2026. But of course, with the expanded window across the entire weekend, the leaderboard system needed to get an update as well, right? To make sure we're matching that new expanded window. So this year, the leaderboard, it ranks your 4 best game scores added together. Right? After every game, you get a game score, and your 4 best ones are added together to become your score for that King of the Court. Now, if you get a new high score, that is going to replace the lowest of the 4 you originally had. And you can keep playing and try to beat that high score again and again until you lose 3 times. Once you lose 3 times in that King of the Court, your score is locked in, the sum of your 4 highest scores, that is locked in, and you will not be able to play anymore that weekend. Now, let's say you're still learning the game, you're new to MyTeam, you are not quite ready to really go for that $10,000 yet. Maybe you will one day, but maybe right now you're not there yet. Even if you do not win that #1 grand prize, as long as you qualify for that weekend's King of the Court, which, as you just heard us talk about, is more accessible, as long as you qualify and you play 3 games in a King of the Court weekend, you'll still take home a reward for your collection. Last detail here. Some people were asking about difficulties in King of the Court when we were talking about it a while back. I did tell you guys we had more details. So the difficulty sliders in King of the Court will be more competitive than the other multiplayer modes in MyTeam. So you do want to practice going in, especially those of you who have not played MyTeam before. You do know that MyTeam, you have to control 5 different players, not 1. So you can't just rely on, you have your muscle memory locked in for one player's jump shot. It is a challenge to go learn every single player's jump shot, and that's part of the fun of it. So you have to make sure you know everybody's jump shot on your team. That is going to be a higher difficulty, and you're going to want to make sure you're ready so that you're competing for that $10,000, or just trying to get as far as you can and getting the rewards along the way. But that should be it for King of the Court. That is the full details on how it works and how you can compete for $10,000 every weekend, Stacks.
Listen, let me tell you. Just go ahead and let me get that right now. Give it to me in advance. I'm going for it. You feel me? I know it's a lot of MyTeam goats in the chat right now, man. Y'all can settle down. I'm coming for that. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, we got the Breakout Gauntlet. Let's get it.
Yeah, so the video explained this one pretty well, so I don't have too much to add or too many more details to share, but we can show the new board format again just so that everybody can take a closer look. But it does go in a straight line, and the games not only get harder and harder in difficulty, but the twist that you heard mentioned is that you can use each of your cards only once per run. So once you use it in a game, you can't use it anymore. But there is an exception. If you do the objectives in each Breakout game, those of you who've played Breakout before, you know that each game has some objectives that you could do. It's optional. But if you do do them, you get a card back to use randomly. So one of your cards that you already used will randomly become usable again for your next game. So there is extra incentive to be doing those objectives now in this Gauntlet board format. There are prize games along the sides of the board. You can see here that every 3 spots, there are a gatekeeper team that you could go up against and to get a reward, of course. But the farther you get, the better the rewards get. And if you do get to the end, you will reach this really cool looking gold MyTeam crest. At the end, there's an arena. There you go. You guys can see it there. And you will get the best reward from that Gauntlet board. As you heard John mention, that reward will be regularly updated so that people who do utilize their full collection come up with a strategy that lets them finish that Breakout board all the way to the end. You will be rewarded for that accomplishment. So beyond Gauntlet in general, or beyond Gauntlet and for Breakout in general, we do have some other Breakout details to share as well that I can go through. But in the past, in the regular Breakout boards, when you played a gatekeeper team, that was like a final boss, right? Once you played that team, your run is over. You got to start a fresh board. But now this year, it will actually just use up one of your 3 losses instead. So that means if you have not lost, you could do up to 3 rewards per run. So that's going to make Breakout more rewarding for you all, which was a point of feedback that we saw, of course, this past year. But that is not all, because when you are moving around the Breakout board, you might now also run into what we're calling mini game spots. And these spots are kind of like free spots that give you a ball drop, ascension pick, wheel spin, door game, or a vault opening. So these will be scattered around as more rewards that you could get on the board just as you're moving around and unlocking the neighboring spots next to you. One last thing here, there are going to be new ways to trigger the warp portals to other boards. It was really cool to see you guys as a community figure that out this past year, but just like this past year, we are not going to spoil how you get those warps, and I will be very curious to see who figures that out this year. But those warps are back. There is a new way to get them, and we'll see who figures that out. But those are the updates for Breakout and Breakout Gauntlet. Stacks.
Perfect. It all sounds great. I see a lot of my team heads in the chat putting them W's in there for some of those new rewards being added to. So that's cool. I like that. Moving forward, we got the MyTeam Arena. Seen a little bit of it. Let's hear more about it.
Yeah, so this one is on Gen 9. So that's PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. That's what we mean when we say Gen 9. But on Gen 9, this is your new starting arena, and we call it the MyTeam Arena. And this arena is special because it has banners, trophies, and murals that are personalized for you, and they represent your accomplishments all throughout the mode. So let's say you reach level 40. Let's say you hit tier 1 in Showdown. If you win a King of the Court, you're one of the people that got $10,000 on PlayStation or Xbox. Those are the type of things that get shown off here. And I think this is really cool. I might just keep it as my permanent arena, to be honest, but it is the starting arena. So everybody gets this right off the bat. But because it has your trophies and your banners and all that, I kind of think I'll just keep it as my permanent arena throughout the year. But I'll be curious to see what everybody else is using as the year goes on. But that's the MyTeam Arena, Stacks.
Evan, what trophies you gonna have in your arena? Let's be honest, you tell me what trophy.
I'll hit level 40. I'll hit level 40. See, I will have level 40 banners, so I can answer that one. I'm not gonna get King of the Court. I'm not gonna get tier 1 in Showdown, but I will have the level 40 banners on my court.
All right, Evan, if you say so. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up, we got coach development and earning badges in MyTeam.
Yep, this is a cool one. So this is a way for you to earn badges for your player. This year, there are 5 categories of coaches. So you have strategy, leadership, mentorship, knowledge, and team management. So this is kind of like about managing your coach lineup as well. From there, when you have a coach added, you will get a skill tree that looks something like this. There we go. You saw a little sneak peek of this in the video. This is a new menu, so you might look at this and have no idea what is going on, but it is actually pretty simple. So you see these badge silhouettes, right? Like the grayed out badges. Those are each badge training challenges that you can unlock by redeeming coach points. And to get coach points, you get those from rep rewards and from season rewards. And once you use the upgrade that skill tree to unlock a badge training challenge, that is an actual challenge. So you're going to go to your challenges menu and see a new challenge there for you to complete. And if you do complete it, the badge that you selected, that will be added onto a player that you selected. So this is truly just earning badges. You don't have to get badges from the auction house or out of packs. You can earn them from a challenge by doing these coach development skill trees. And as you might imagine from looking at this, the better your coach card is, the more powerful the badges are going to be that you could get on their skill tree. And also, as your rep tier increases, you will get more coach slots, which means more badge options to choose from as well. So the coach points are very much something that is brand new that hopefully you guys will find value in and using to increase your badges with badge training challenges to upgrade your players. One last thing here, all of what we just talked about is new. It is an addition on top of coach cards still providing the in-game boosts that you're used to. So like this coach card, for example, it is work in progress, but right now it boosts pass accuracy, perimeter D, and blocks for your team's first possession of the game. So earning badges using coach cards and their skill trees is on top of that coach boost that you're already familiar with. So this is pretty cool stuff, just makes it easier for you guys to earn badges and upgrade your players.
Nice. Seem like we're getting a little bit more in depth with the MyTeam stuff. I love it. Next up, we have victory cards. Having victory cards, they look like you're earning trophies from the people that you beat down in MyTeam. Am I correct by saying that?
pretty much exactly what it is. And it's really fun. So when you win games in the competitive mode, or the competitive multiplayer modes, I should say. So that's Showdown, Salary Cap Online, and King of the Court. When you beat somebody, you will get these new victory cards. And as John talked about, these cards, they represent who you beat in the game you played. So we can pause on this one. This was a game in Showdown. You can see that at the top. And this person beat their opponent 103 to 91. Their opponent was Sapphire Rep tier, and that opponent had a Pacers logo for their team. And actually, in the bottom right corner, you can see a little icon that says you beat them by making them rage quit out of the game. So these are just fun, but they are not just cosmetic, right? Because as you heard, you can put these into the exchange for rewards as well. So basically, beat people in those modes, collect their trophies, and it is yet another way that you can earn new rewards in MyTeam this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing against Evan early and often. I'm gonna get all those trophies off of Evan. With that being said, man, I'm excited about this. I spoke about this a little bit earlier in the show, but I saw my guy. I saw Hoodie Mello, man. I saw one of the greatest ever. Evan, tell me more about the rep. Evan, come on, man. Let me know.
Well, that Mello card is in the rep rewards this year, and it does have Hoodie Mello card art. And also, it is a GOAT card. So that is a card that Stacks, hopefully you can get, but we'll see if you get there. That is at Dark Matter rep. So Stacks, I don't know, you already covered it, but look, I tried to keep this a secret from you as long as I could because I wanted to make sure that you had a very genuine reaction to this one. I know how big of a Mello fan you are. Any final thoughts now that you've seen the card art?
Man, I couldn't have imagined it any better. I love it, man. Hoodie on. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. What else could I ask for, man? And it's a GOAT card, Knicks logo, Hoodie Mello. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Well, besides Hoodie Mello, for rep in general, there was feedback that the grind in 2K25 between rep tiers was too long. So now there are new sub tiers for each tier so that you are earning new rewards more often. And you can see this chart here. You can see like Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, Amethyst. Each one has like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those of you who play MyCareer, you're probably kind of familiar with this. But now in MyTeam as well, the rep tiers do have more sub tiers, and each tier has rewards so that you're making sure that there's new rewards coming your way more often. One other thing about rep, by the way, we did immortalize many of the top rep players from 2K25 on the court that you saw a very quick snippet of. There you go, this one. And that court is in everybody's starter kit this year in 2K26. And now also, just while we're here, I figured I would say this, one more reminder on a bigger stage, trying to reach as many people as I can. If you are in the top rep in 2K25, please check your email. There's probably a message from us about your free code for 2K26. That game is coming out very soon. It's about 2 weeks away. We are trying to give you the game for free, but we do need you to reply to us. And if you have not gotten an email from us, first check your spam inbox just in case if we got filtered. But also, this is really important. Go to the main menu in 2K25, go to the options, then scroll all the way down in the settings and make sure that where it says NBA 2K account email, make sure that your email is actually there. Make sure it is not blank because there are some of you who do not have an email on your account. So we have no way to contact you to try to give you your code. So anyways, thank you to everybody who has already responded. Most of you have. We will get you your NBA 2K26 code when the game comes out. But anyways, back to it. Just a quick little PSA while we were talking about the rep immortalization from this past year. If you have a friend who is in the top rep, let them know what we just talked about. Help them out. Make sure they get their 2K26 code. But moving along, back to you, Stacks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's a whole other section of the blog with a lot more information. Evan, do you want to just go over a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. There are a couple more things. As many of you who have been MyTeam fans for many years, you know that at the end of our Courtside Reports, we typically have a section of just a lot more stuff that we think you might be interested in. So the first one is Showdown. We didn't talk about Showdown as much earlier today, but it is back. And this year, you can preview the 3 weekly rewards that you could get. So that's a nice quality of life update. And also, as you promote up the tiers, you will get those new rewards immediately. And the last thing for Showdown is the seasonal win rewards have been expanded. So there are more wins that you could get for even more rewards. What's next, Stacks? I think there's another mode that a lot of people like.
Yes, sir. We got domination. You know, a lot of people play domination, Evan. Let's hear it.
Yep. So domination is, of course, a very popular mode. One of the first modes many people go into, at least that I've seen. And there's something new, right? Beyond the WNBA domination tier that we talked about earlier, there is also a new reward called crests. And that is on top of the 3 stars that you could earn for each game. So to get the crest, you have to complete an extra challenge for each game. And if you get those, let's say you get all 99 stars and all 33 crests in a domination, you fully complete it, you will be getting a big reward that rewards you for doing that extra challenge for each of the 33 games. That's what's new for domination, so that those of you who are there, you do have more rewards that you can earn this year as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We also have new player card view. Let's see it. I think we got
so this one's like it's like a UI menu update, but it looks really cool, so we wanted to talk about it. You saw a little snippet of it in the trailer, but when you click the right stick to view a card, that view is totally different now. So the layers of the card, like the gem layer, the card background, and the player, will kind of separate into different layers. You can see it on the left and right here, how the cards are kind of separated into different layers. And really, this menu makes everything about looking at the card stats, like adding badges, shoes, evolving the card if it's an Evo card. All of that is much easier to navigate now in this menu than the previous one, at least in my opinion. So this view here is, of course, looking at badges between 2 players. Don't pay too much attention to the actual badges here. As we keep saying, these cards are not final at the time when the screenshot was taken, but this is an example of how it looks. You can see the cards all split up, and you can see the tabs on the top of what you could do in this menu. And I'm sure many of you are going to be here all the time, upgrading your cards, adding badges, adding shoes, and all of that good stuff.
Sounds great, Evan. And I like the new menu. I like being able to deep dive into the cards that I'm about to use, especially when it's Jalen Brunson, hopefully Hoodie Mello. You know, we might have a little bit of Josh Harden. You never know. Karl Anthony Towns, just to name a couple of cards I plan on using throughout the year. But is that it? Is there anything else that we need to go over before we wrap up and get up out of here?
Well, look, I know it's been a long stream, but I suppose the people will not turn down some more Twitch drops time. So I will cover the last few updates as well. It's a couple smaller updates, but I still think it's things that many of you will like. The first one is that this year you can now favorite cards. It's like bookmarking cards in your collection, so that when you're swapping players in and out of your lineup or using the autofill function, those will take into consideration the players that you have favorited. That's a nice quality of life upgrade there. The next one is about eras, right? Many of you who play MyTeam while appreciating the history of the league will be happy to know that now when there is an eras filter being used, the court floor is going to update to match the historic floors used in that era as well. For those of you who play Clutch Time, based on your feedback, the shot clock is going back to a 14-second shot clock in Clutch Time this year. So a lot of feedback on that. It is going to be 14-second shot clocks in Clutch Time, no matter where you are playing Clutch Time throughout MyTeam. Last but not least is about the player walkouts. This is one that over the past year, we heard a lot of feedback on, right? Not everybody liked the 2K25 walkouts where it took a freeze frame, kind of like a snapshot picture of your player. Well, in 2K26, the cinematic walkouts are back. And not only are they back, they're also now supporting 2 or more people in the same walkout. These are 2 separate walkouts, and actually these are not the full thing. We didn't have the full thing to show you today. You'll see it very soon, of course. But this is not even the full cinematic walkout. There is more to it, and these are 2 separate ones. When we say 2 or more people walking out, that's like what you see here. There are multiple cards in the walkout. I think it's really cool. So if you can get a pack and you get two or more great cards in them, you will see them all walk out together, and you get a really nice little screen that you can use to show off what you got. But Stacks, I think we just covered everything. We went really long stream, but I think we covered everything that we can say right now about what is new in MyTeam this year. Look, my view is it's more rewarding. There are a lot of quality of life upgrades. And of course, as we promised in the roadmap a few weeks ago, there are new ways to play. So that's 2v2s in the park, 5v5 co-op for all-star team up, which many of you love. There's a new board and breakout gauntlet. You can use game changer cards. That changes the way you play as well. So I hope we kept that promise to you all that there are new ways to play. Of course, on top of the fact that we mentioned before, King of the Court, $10,000. Hopefully I see many of you out there I'm going to be trying to watching streams on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays as much as I can. I want to see you guys out there playing in King of the Court. But I'm probably missing some more things off the top of my head, but we did cover a lot today, Stacks.
Yes, we did, man. Like you said, it was a long stream, man, but I think we gave out a lot of great information overall. And, you know, I hope the MyTeam community is pleased with, you know, what you guys was able to cook up this year.
Yep, exactly. Well, the full courtside report, the blog, the video as well, the one we showed earlier, and also this stream VOD will be all up. So if you want to watch our deeper dive into everything again, if you missed a part of it, it is going to be there for you to watch again. But to close us out, Twitch drops. If you did finish your 30-minute Twitch drops today, which we were up here for like almost an hour, so I think many of you probably have finished your 30-minute Twitch drops. Make sure you claim it in your Twitch inventory first. Then go to the NBA 2K Twitch Drops website at nba.2k.com/twitch-drops. That looks something like this. And on that website, you're going to want to log in with the same Twitch account that you watched 30 minutes here with us. Once you do, the page is going to refresh and your locker code for NBA 2K26 will show up there. Now, hold on to that code because obviously you don't have 2K26 yet. So you can't use that code yet. But once you do, you can enter that code in and you're going to get a nice reward to start off your year. If you got the 30-minute locker code, that is for 2 double XP coins, 1 in MyTeam and 1 in MyCareer. As for what is coming up next for NBA 2K26 reveals, tomorrow we are going to reveal the W. There will be a courtside report covering what's new there. And then next week, it is a very packed week because as you can see here, there is not just one cassette tape, but 2 cassettes tape. And we have, or 2 cassette tapes, because we do have MyCareer, MyNBA, and also a lot of community content coming your way for you all to learn more about 2K26. So we're about halfway through. We're about halfway through this roadmap at this point, but there is still much, much more to come. 3 different things coming your way next week. Before you all go, as always, we want to hear what you thought about today's new features and improvements that we shared for MyTeam. So in a second, we are going to put a QR code on the screen and also a link in the chat that is going to take you to a survey. If you have a couple minutes, it's only going to take you like 2-3 minutes. Please do that survey. Let us know your feedback. It is incredibly helpful for us to get off the stream and then immediately have a bunch of feedback to read through. So hopefully you guys are able to help us out, complete that survey, and let us know what you think about MyTeam in 2K26. But besides that, thank you everybody for tuning in once again. Have a great weekend, and Stacks, I will see you next time.
Yes, sir. I'll see you soon, actually.